as the military government in Burkina Faso, under the leadership of Ibrahim Traore, is struggling to build the country, is struggling to take the country out of poverty, is struggling to make sure that the local Burkinabes can live happily and prosperously. The leaders there have decided to turn to China to look for a way to work with China, to look for a way to build the country, to look for a way to make sure that they can get what they need and they can provide for the people in Burkina Faso. So I want us to go through this article and see what it says. The headline reads, President of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, meets with special representative of the Chinese government on African affairs. Special representative of the Chinese government on African affairs met in Ouagadougou with President of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, and had an exchange of views on bilateral relations and issues of mutual interest and concern. Chinese ambassador to Burkina Faso was present. Liu noted that since the resumption of diplomatic relations, the two countries have firmly supported each other on issues concerning respective core interests, and practical cooperation has yielded fruitful outcomes. Support the people of Burkina Faso in independently exploring a developmental path suited to its own national conditions and supports Burkina Faso in safeguarding national security and stability and achieving economic and social development. China is ready to work with Burkina Faso to constantly consolidate political mutual trust and continuously deepen mutually beneficial cooperation. President Ibrahim Traore said that Burkina Faso regards China as a prior and important cooperative partner, firmly upholds the One China principle, and expressed heartfelt thanks to China for actively supporting Burkina Faso in coping with security crises and promoting economic and social development. Burkina Faso is ready to further grow their bilateral relations to bring more benefit to the two countries and peoples. So, Chinese Special Representative on African Affairs was in Ouagadougou, and he met with the leader of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. They discussed more bilateral deals and how to move the country forward. And I have my own reservation when it comes to China. I think that China has done unfair businesses in Africa. I think that China business in Africa or China's loans in Africa, some of them are not to the benefit of Africa. But I also believe that China has been a far more better partner to Africa than the West or the Americas. China has done so much for Africa more than the West ever did. China, when they say they will do something, they do it. And China has built more infrastructures in Africa. So I believe that China is a way more better partner than the West. But I also think that we Africans must not forget that China is but a partner in Africa whose main goal and interest is profit. So we must not take our eyes off the ball. Before dealing with China, we must do our own research. We must do our homework. We must make sure that whatever deal we make with China should be win-win. We should not just take China's word on face value. We must look deeper. And we must make sure that The loans we are getting from China are being used on things that would be economically viable. That if China wants to build a road, a bridge, a building, or an airport, we must make sure that those infrastructures are economically viable. We shouldn't allow ourselves to build structures that will be unable to bring enough income to pay for them. We have like the standard gauge railway in Kenya that was built by the Chinese. And that railway is struggling to meet up with its expenses. The revenue generated from the railway cannot even cover the cost of running the railway, talk less of paying back the loans that were used in its construction. We should not make that same mistake. So, whatever deal that Ibrahim Traore is doing or has done with the Chinese, he must make sure that whatever they build is sustainable enough and is economically viable enough so that revenue can be generated from it and those revenue can be used to pay back the loans to China. That is just my own take. But you guys out there, what is your take on this bilateral cooperation between Burkina Faso and China? Do you think it's a good thing for the people in Burkina Faso? Let us know in the comment section below because, like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, don't forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel because little bit of good way, like the what you're doing just now, help us a lot and we shall ever be grateful to you. So, thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.